that Orrin had. Ted's story and the story of his family is known to all. It's a story of service. It's also the story of America. The hard work and sacrifice of generation after generation. Some called upon to give more than others, but each committed to the idea that we can make tomorrow better than today. I wouldn't be standing here today if not for the service of others, or for the purpose that service gave my own life. I've told this story before. When I moved to Chicago more than 2 decades ago to become a community organizer, I wasn't sure what was waiting for me there. But I had always been inspired by the stories of the Civil Rights Movement and President Kennedy's call to service. And I knew I wanted to do my part to advance the cause of justice and equality. And it wasn't easy, but eventually, over time, working with leaders from all across these communities, we began to make a difference in neighborhoods that have been devastated by steel plants that have closed down, jobs that have dried up. We began to see a real impact in people's lives. And I came to realize I wasn't just helping people, I was receiving something in return. Because through service, I found a community that embraced me, citizenship that was meaningful, the direction that I had been seeking. I discovered how my own improbable story fit into the larger story of America. It's the same spirit of service I've seen across this country. I've met countless people of all ages and walks of life who want nothing more than to do their part. I've seen a rising generation of young people work and volunteer and turn out in record numbers. They're a generation that came of age amidst the horrors of 9/11, Katrina, the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, an economic crisis without precedent. And yet, despite all this, or more likely because of it, they've become a generation of activists possessed with that most American of ideas, that people who love their country can change it. Why the Peace Corps has 3 applications for every position available last year. Why 35,000 young people applied for only 4,000 slots in Teach for America. Why AmeriCorps has seen a 400% increase in applications in just the past 4 months. And yet, even as so many want to serve, even as so many are struggling, our economic crisis has forced our charities and not-for-profits to cut back. What this legislation does then is to help harness this patriotism and connect deeds to needs. It creates opportunities to serve for students, seniors, and everyone in between. It supports innovation. Strengthens the nonprofit sector. And it is just the beginning of a sustained, collaborative, and focused effort to involve our greatest resource, our citizens, in the work of remaking this nation. We're doing this because I've always believed that the answer to our challenges cannot come from government alone. Our government can help to rebuild our economy and lift up our schools and reform healthcare systems and make sure our soldiers and veterans have everything they need. But we need Americans willing to mentor our eager young children, or care for the sick, or ease the strains of deployment on our military families. That's why this bill will expand AmeriCorps from 75,000 slots today to 250,000. College grads. As I said, my wife Michelle left her job at a law firm to be the founding director of an AmeriCorps program in Chicago that trains young people for careers in public service. And Michelle can tell you that the transformation that occurred in her life as a consequence of being able to follow her passions, follow her dreams. Programs like these are a force multiplier. They leverage small numbers of members into thousands of volunteers. And we will focus their service towards solving today's most pressing challenges. Clean energy, energy efficiency, health care, education, economic opportunity, veterans and military families. We'll invest in ideas that help us meet our common challenges no matter where those ideas come from. All across America, there are ideas that could benefit millions of Americans if only they were given a chance to take root and to grow.